Our next speaker is Larry Brown, followed by Joan Beal.
Larry Brown, 27528 Country Glen. I'm holding in my hand a letter written by Zev Yaroslavsky, who, in addition to being Mayor Edelston's brother-in-law, is also Councilman Cooperberg's de facto employer. He was the guest of honor at Heschel fundraisers, but feigns injured innocence at the suggestion that he was less than impartial. The headline states that accusations were, and I quote, unfounded and insulting. In reality, it is Yaroslavsky's comments that are unfounded and the taxpayers of Agoura who should be insulted. Heschel's traffic engineer looked us square in the eye and told us that their soft-pedaled figure of 2,700 additional cars daily would, and I quote, actually improve the flow of traffic. Now that's unfounded and insulting. When our annual fire takes place, Heschel tells us they'll hold students in place, and panicky, anguished mothers won't disregard policy like I myself did, and like hundreds of others did when fire threatened at E. Wright Middle School, and like parents have 100% of the time in the real world. I'd call that unfounded and insulting. Zev says the supervisors approved the application with dozens of conditions imposed at his request, but not a single one of them has been met. It's a disgrace that this council has not acted to halt this abuse and instead debates whether to put the zealotry of outsiders before the well-being of its own constituents. The North Area Plan only makes exception for a local serving school, and yet we are repeatedly told that this school is to benefit the broader community, who, by the way, expect us to pay for it. How much broader can a community be before it is no longer local? Is there any limit? Or does this council just presume that the word local is meaningless? Maybe a more honest question would be, is this council representing the citizens of Agoura Hills or the entire diaspora? Heschel feels empowered to offer you crumbs, pennies on the millions of dollars, because for the decade they have basked in the spotlight of political pressure, not the dispassionate scrutiny of a court of law. We have a right to be heard on the legality that is not filtered through a politician's fear of the so-called broader community. Your betrayal of old Agoura should not fall on the taxpayers. Asking the citizens of Agoura Hills to foot this bill is like asking the man in the electric chair, would you mind throwing the switch yourself? You have thus far refused to stand on principle right down the line. At least don't sell us out like Judas. Citizens of Agoura Hills are entitled to our day in court. And absent Heschel's disinformation campaign, it is only Yaroslavsky's despicable pandering and intimidation and the cowardice of this council that are truly unfounded and insulting. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Joan Beal, followed by Ron Troncati.
I'm going to seem like a ray of sunshine.